Hi, everyone. Long time. It's been a hot minute since we last caught up together, but thank you so much for everyone who's been asking about the podcast and who's gotten snippets of the center, going through a lot of refresh and everything. But we're back and we're ready to talk to you and catch up with you about what's been going on. And today, I got Nadia to be on the hot seat. Hello. Yes, as you can see, the background we've changed into another room, and those who've been following our socials as well as has had the time to drop by at the center and do our programs, there's been a lot of physical changes and also refreshing. So Nadia, can you please tell us why that's happening?
Yes. Okay. So, first of all, I'm really happy that we finally got this back up. Um, January was its own flu season,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
Yeah, and it was really hard for us and guests between snow days and people not feeling well. And so we thought, you know what, we're just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen one way or another. So here we are. Sorry, we won't do that to you again. We're just chilling out today, kind of talking through a few things. If my eyes roll uncontrollably and I keep biting my words, it's because I'm super tired right now.
Not at all because she's judging me.
Well,
Just
but I think it's important that we still show up, right, despite how we feel, and conserve our energy and find ways to find joy and refresh ourselves because the work that we do doesn't stop, it doesn't pause. And so we find it, we dig deep, deep, deep down, and we pull a rabbit out of a hat when we need to. Changes at the center. So
a lot of clients and a lot of supporters have been asking because they've seen on socials us breaking things apart and putting them together and like, what is happening? What's going on? They're excited, but also curious. So.
Yes. So, first thing is that we've expanded the center. We have now acquired another office space next door to us. That allows us to focus all of our confidential conversations in a separate hub. So, peer support, court support, and counseling happen in our newly designed hub. And it's one of those things where you do what you can with what you have until the need is so great, right? Like our waiting list for counseling when I first came in reached 91 people, women just waiting for us. I've seen it get as high as 200 women waiting to be seen. And so, you do what you can with what you have, and then sometimes you have to get more because you need to do more. And so now we have 4 rooms instead of 2, for our peer support, counseling, and court support. That room also has, and we've brought back, drumroll please. We've brought back our store. Yes. This, I fell in love with this when I heard that the center used to do it a long time ago. And we unfortunately had to close that offering because we ran out of space. And so in acquiring additional space, we were able to bring back the store. So how the store has worked. Well, the first thing we got to do to kind of christen it, if you will, we had our Christmas shop at the end of last year.
Right.
And so ladies were able to come in and choose what they want for themselves, for family members, toys for the kids, books, clothing, whatever they needed. They were able to select what they want. And we know that when we fall on hard times, especially financially hard times, that element of choice is many times stripped away from us. For the sake of efficiency, many organizations need to collate everything, package it, and make sure everyone gets something that feels fair and equitable. But in doing that, we miss that human element of pondering and do I want this with that? And, and we don't realize how much of a privilege and a gift that is until we don't have it anymore. Right.
That is true. It actually becomes a thing that we think about because it's a part of our individuality, right? The whole point of choice, regardless of what it is. It doesn't always have to be pajamas. It doesn't have to be a gift. It just be something simple for yourself, but you get to choose. You have that control. And one of the things that we've seen, as you were mentioning, like during harder times in our lives, I think one of the biggest things that goes away is choice. Yeah. That control, that okay, I get to make these decisions for myself regardless of how small. So yes, everyone, I think a lot of our viewers and clients have seen us in December covered in paint, like a lot of our team members just going at it in next door,
including board members.
Yes, shout out to Julian, thank you, it's been great. So that has been done. So we've painted the place, and Supreme Custom Build did a really great job to support us. They donated their time, and we're really thankful to all the different donors who gave us so much for the shop in December, and then have been keeping on going and giving us. Like just last week, a women's clothing store shared a lot of athletic clothing, and thank you so much for doing that. You made a lot of women happy. Yes. So going forward, we want to continue doing that. And again, one of the things that we realize as well is we keep saying through our socials, through our conversations, that we want to make space for you. That sometimes can mean a physical space.
It's very literal, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it needs to be literal. And I'm glad that we were able to do that. Thank you to our many partners and funders who have supported us in this expansion, and we thank you for your continued support.
Yes.
As we work really hard to not just hear the needs, but meet the needs in very practical and tangible ways. So going forward with the store and what we used to do before, the ladies would be able to kind of accrue points when they attend workshops and different activities, and then redeem those points in the store. So we're going to keep that. I mean, that was just brilliant on its own. I don't think that needs any more improvement, right? So we're just going to bring that back. And with that will come back our lending library for books and our laptop library as well. Thank you to.
That's been a hot demand. Yes. Like we've been getting like requests for laptop use for a long time, and we've been listening. We've been trying our best to find relevant as well as connected supporters who believe in our cause, so that they can specifically support that as well as other things we need.
Absolutely. So thank you to Ontario Trillium Foundation for supporting our laptop library, and again, all of our other funders, partners, and donors who make these things possible.
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy about seeing the store being able to return, and all the cool things that we get to do over on our new side of the world. And here in the main office that everyone is used to, some more changes there. So you'll notice that staff is not sitting in the big open space when you walk in. And although we love to see all of you when you come through, we did need to provide an opportunity for staff to lock in when they need to, but also to remove themselves when they need to from their work. Having staff sit right in the center of all the activity meant staff didn't have real true breaks. And if we aren't resting for a couple minutes out of a day, we can't give of our highest selves and we can't do our best. And so making sure that staff has opportunity to actually lock into work and remove yourself from the workspace when you need to be able to do that. And not only have we opened up the space, removing the tables so staff can go into the office rooms, but we're soon. We're on the yeah, another drum roll.
I hope that sounds like a drum.
We are close to launching our co-working space. So we are welcoming female entrepreneurs from all across Halton region and the Greater Toronto area to come spend time with us. It's a great opportunity if you're looking for a co-working space, you are an entrepreneur, you have a physical product maybe, or you have a service-based business, and you don't want to be in the house all the time. the libraries aren't what they used to be. So not everyone wants to go to the library to do work. You go to a cafe and then you're going to spend tons of money on those croissants that you promised yourself you weren't going to buy, and
The
so
calories add up.
they add up, right? And so not only do you get to fulfill a real need that you have, but in doing that, you also get to be helpful. You get to give to the center. I mean, isn't that a great thing to do something that you were already going to do, spend money you were already going to spend, and in doing so, you're helping so many women. And so we're really excited that we'll soon be able to open our co-working space. We're just working on a couple logistical points, and then we'll let you all know when that is ready and you can register on what's going to be our new website.
Yes, we're not going to announce all the details yet, but we are slowly getting to redesigning our website. And as we keep sharing that this is at the end of the day your center, it's our center. So we'll move forward with that. And you'll get more updates, more details, and hopefully a lot more reminders as a lot of clients keep asking about what's coming up, so that you'll be more in with the news with whatever's happening at the center.
Absolutely. And well, the one thing that we do have on the new website is our Girl Dads campaign. Yes. So if you go to ourcenter.ca/girl dads, if we're talking what they'll see.
They'll see a lot of dads, especially girl dads who are loving, who are kind, who want to be there for their daughters, but also ensure that they have access to whatever they need when it comes to menstruation, their health, and some of the basic necessities people don't even consider. We are basically doing a campaign, I'm just getting to it, called Strong Like a Girl. And we all know girls are super strong. We came from them, we are them, and we will hopefully have them. So the Strong Like a Girl campaign essentially raises awareness about period parity, how every girl has the right as well as should have access to knowledge, actual physical period products, and also build confidence so that they can become more of themselves and grow in the world. And that is not always possible because of a lot of constraints of society, just the lack of access. And honestly, people just don't talk about periods. You would think something that happens to more than half of the population
Every month.
Every month. It's not even like once in a blue moon it's like happening to you. It is just a part of your life. And it affects you, it affects the people around you, and it should be something as simple as going to the bathroom. But it isn't. And that's where the dads come in.
Yeah. And so if you are a girl dad, meaning you're a father of a daughter, just in case, we are inviting you to partner with us. Now, I had a really cool pleasure. Oh, I don't have any say. Okay, there we go. I had a really cool pleasure of attending the Dads of Milton billiards/pool tournament last night.
It was their anniversary, right? I think
it's an annual tournament that they
yeah.
have. It was actually very cool to see how many people have won this cup over previous years. And I had, the people that I started rooting for because I was really paying attention. I learned some new rules. Oh, by the way, ladies, there's a thing that looks like a rake that I thought you used to like grab all the pool balls and pull them together. That's not what it's for. It's so when a ball is in like an awkward position, they can use this tool and put the pool stick in it. Right?
It's like a Target-ish.
Yeah.
Thingy. Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
So, jokes on me. But it was quite an education. The gentlemen were very welcoming. Thank you so much to James at Dads Milton. Very welcoming, very entertaining, but also very curious. And they shared some beautiful things with me. I heard about one dad, he shared when his daughter got her first period, he cried. He said he cried. He was happy and scared at the same time. What does this really mean about how the world is going to see her? And, all these worries started to come up. Another dad shared, he wants to give his daughters advice, but the first thing that comes out of his mouth or comes to his mind, he's like, I don't think I should say that. And so how do dads talk to girls? So this is the first time that we get to engage girl dads. This is it's not the first time that at the center we're engaging men, but we are looking to do something more consistent. We're the women's center of Halton, but the issues that we deal with every day can't happen with only half of the population involved in finding the solutions. We all need to participate. You know, a lot of the women that we support have experienced domestic violence, intimate partner violence, human trafficking, some real atrocities in this world. And there are men around them who love them, who wish they could have protected them, who wish they saw something earlier, understood earlier, spoke up earlier. And we need to understand that it's not about creating me versus you. It's not about creating enemies. It's not about the divide. It's about our comparative advantage. We're women. We know how to talk to women. And so we need groups like Dads of Milton and Burlington Dads and Oakville Dads and Capillary Wave and all these really cool dads organizations to then be able to have those conversations on that side. And we do need to work more together. And we're really happy to share that we're working on a lot more of those partnerships. So this year, Girl Dads, we're inviting you to once again go to this website, ourcenter.ca/Girl Dads. And there you'll see our campaign, Strong Like a Girl, as Ifra mentioned. There are a couple things that are happening in this campaign. First of all, on March 21st, you are going to be able to come over to Oakville Place, which is located on Trafalgar Road, right? So if you're on the QEW, you'll pass it right before, between Trafalgar and Ford Drive. And with this day, we are going to challenge you, okay? So you show up, you spin a wheel, and you'll select one of 6 challenges. They're on the website if you're curious as to what they are. But ladies, it does include a period pain stimulator if you want to register your girl dad.
You gotta really feel it.
Toot, get on that, ladies. Register them. But you can see all the challenges on the website. You come, you'll spin the wheel, you'll find out which challenge you're doing that day. And we are going to have some conversation with you to share some information about period parity and why it's important that girls and women of all ages understand our bodies, understand how to advocate for ourselves, understand what our needs are. Because we believe, and we're hoping some researchers out there will help us with this, that we are seeing patterns and possibly some correlation between a woman's depth of understanding of self and her ability to advocate for herself, right? I mean, it kind of sounds obvious. I can't tell you about an apple if I've never seen, smelled, tasted,
Yeah.
If I've never interacted with an apple, I can't effectively talk about it. So how do I effectively advocate for myself when I don't even know what my most basic needs are as a menstrual woman? And we menstruate for how many years of our lives, right? And so, Girl Dad, we want to equip you with knowledge about what some of the period products are, when we use them, what they're good for, what's appropriate by age, what's appropriate by your atmosphere and what you're going to do, right? And then we're going to talk about why everyone should have access to all of the products all of the time, so that that element of choice that we talked about can return. She can choose what she needs when she needs it for which purpose. Full stop. You're not stuck, right? You're not stuck using the cheapest thing. You're not stuck using the free products that we're able to provide at the center and other centers provide. You're not stuck using the cheapest thing available. You're not stuck using things that may not be healthy for your body type and your situation. You have elements of choice returning to you once again. And so dads, when you come out, we'll talk some more. You'll learn a lot more. So you do understand how to talk to your daughters about their bodies and menstruation and their friends and all of these different things. And then we're going to have some fun. We're going to challenge you to see if you are strong like a girl. Are you? Do you think you're strong enough? If you think you're strong like a girl, then you'll do fantastic in these challenges. And we're gonna record you. So if you're, a lighthearted dad, you know how to have fun, you don't take yourself too seriously, please come on over, and have lots of fun with us March 21st at Oakville Place. If you can't come on March 21st, because we know there are lots of girl dads who want to support us, but the day just doesn't work for your schedule, don't worry, we'll spin the wheel for you when we're there and we'll send you what your challenge is. And you can do your challenge at home and send us the video. All right. By the deadline, please. If you're a dadpreneur, if you own a business as a girl dad, and this is a fantastic opportunity because we're talking to men all across Halton region. Actually, we already have registrations from Toronto and Vaughan. Okay, so Halton,
far.
Yeah, y'all need to show up though, Halton. Come on, Halton, right? We have registrations from outside of Halton. Come on, people. And so, if you have a business and you'd like us to promote your business to girl dads all across Halton region and beyond, when you register and sign on with us, we will add your logo to our website. We'll promote you on our socials throughout the month of April. And we'll add you to the t-shirts that we're wearing if you get registered and send us your logo by the deadline. All right. So that's happening on March 21st. Then throughout the month of April, you will be equipped to be able to go out to your community, share with them the knowledge that you gained with us on March 21st, and tell them all about period parity and why it's important. And you get to compete. Let's see who will raise the most money above $1,000. Let's see who will win the second, third most money above $1,000. Let's see whose video gets the most likes and interaction within the first hour of posting throughout the month of April. Let us see who brings in the most new donors to the organization. All right. So we have very cool prizes. Thank you to United Way of Halton and Hamilton. And thank you to Scotia Wealth Management, the Shark Way Group. Yep. So United Way gave us all these cool gifts.
A lot of goodies.
Really, really cool
gifts.
Thank you so much. Should have brought them up. Oh my gosh, should have had them to show you. We'll show you another day. I promise. We'll show you another day. But there are things like Bluetooth speakers and whatever this boxing thingy is. That one,
car stuff,
yeah,
stuff,
all sorts of stuff is in there. You guys are gonna love it. If you're a cook dad, you're a kitchen dad, we got some stuff in there for you too. So depending on how well you do, you compete, but also just have fun with it and talk to your friends and invite them to drop off Period products at Oakville Place. They're so cool. They'll be receiving Period products for us throughout the month of April. And so, invite your friends if they can either give cash or products or both, totally up to them. And finally, after it's all said and done, so this is April 1st to 30th.
Yeah.
All through April, you're raising funds. So April 1st to 30th, you're raising funds online. You don't have to take any cash or anything like that. We make it simple and easy for you. But then we're going to celebrate. We have to celebrate, right? We love celebrating our wins. As a team, we celebrate our wins every Monday. We're going to celebrate wins with our girl dads at Stack Smoked
Barbecue.
Yes. Thank you so much to Tavanka and Chris over there at Stack Smoke for also coming on board as partners. While you are hanging out with us and we celebrate you and we have a bit of a prize giving and whatnot, our friends from our cast are also going to be there to share a little bit with us on why these kind of activities make us resilient. Why do our girls need to be resilient? It's not just resilient, right? Not just reactive to traumatic experiences, hazards, or difficulties and challenges that arise, but resilient, being able to identify things that could happen and managing those risks ahead of time, and how we can translate these big business conversations to real practical lifestyle support from our girl dads to their girls. No matter what age your girl is, we know that you love her to pieces. We know that you would do anything to protect her. We know that you would you walk a mile in high heel shoes for her.
Not literally a mile, but yeah.
I mean, almost a
Our hearts. Yeah, I can walk a mile in heels, but
mile.
yes, I think one of the things that we were discussing when we were thinking about the campaign, we are like piloting it this year, and one of the things that we really thought about was how can we like begin allyship at home, because we've come across a lot of dads in general who whenever we're talking about the campaign or about the work we do at the center, they've shared that how can I be a better ally? Is it just is it one part of it is of course being part of protests or sharing like resources or fundraising, that is lovely, but also how can I have these conversations with my children? I think one of the biggest ways is actually starting these conversations at home as allies, as a girl dad, as a boy dad. Actually, one of the things that we want to focus when we talk about the Girl Dad campaign is it is not just for girls, even though it is about girls. We need to talk to our boys too, because one of the things that I think I'm going to come back to what we discussed a little earlier is girls knowing more about their bodies in the long run makes them stronger, more confident, and also be safer in the environment they go out into the world. And some of the reasons why we don't know about our bodies, and also a lot of boys and men don't know about our bodies and their bodies, is because of the fear. Periods, menstruation, it's sometimes like a taboo. It's like
Do you know that's where the word comes from?
No.
Yes, taboo. I want to say Polynesian,
Okay.
but it's actually the word for period
No
in
way.
an ancient language.
Oh
Yep.
wow.
So it is literally the unspoken thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so unspoken to the point where people don't even know some of the basic things about our anatomies, and that actually affects our autonomy later on.
Yes.
Right. And boys are scared to ask questions because they're like, oh, it's a girl thing. Or girls are scared to talk about it because it's we shouldn't talk about it. It's secret, it happens in the shadows, but it doesn't, right? And one of the things that dads can help us with is, again, have these conversations with your kids. We are specifically hoping for support from girl dads regarding the challenges, the period products, and fundraising. But at the same time, boy dads, you can talk to your boys about this so that they know about periods, about women's bodies, understand, grow up, and themselves feel safe, and they can make women around them safe in the future, because it all starts at home, right? These conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is a full societal issue, right? We all have to participate. But at each point and at each stage, we take the parts that we can manage, because it's big and it's heavy and it's daunting. And no one of us can fix it all. And so we come together. So as the Women's Center of Halton, we're inviting you girl dads to come together with us. And let's get started, right? This isn't a fix. This is not a forever solution. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of us not allowing division to be the thing that continues to bring harm into our communities, right? We're really thankful to MPP Stephen Crawford, for example, who's brought together the Halton Region Roundtable to help us stay safe and help us stay secure. And we're having conversations around, home invasion and car theft and whatnot. We really want to have more conversation around the fact that 50% of Halton isn't necessarily safe. And so how can we make sure that our girls and women at every stage of life are actually safe and feeling safe, understanding that those are two separate things, right?
Yeah.
And, we can start here. This is our start. So girl dads, we're calling out to you, and go to our center.ca/girl dads to find out more about how you can become a part of this campaign, how you can stand up for your beautiful, sweetheart, darling girl, and all the girls around you that you want to stand up for, because maybe they don't have someone to stand up for them.
That is a good point that you mentioned, because I don't have a dad, but that is because of experiences, and he unfortunately did not stand by my side. But I'm not the only one. there are so many girls who do not have supportive dads or have passed away. There are so many circumstances that I can't even speak about. It is their stories, right? But at the end of the day, not everyone has a dad. And in that case, what happens to those girls? Don't they need support? Don't they need someone to stand by them and go like, I got you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm there for you.
Yeah.
And countless women who come to the center are amazing mothers, amazing sisters, amazing family members. But we also want to work with and want the support of dads who have kids, but then can stand up for all these girls who don't have dads for them.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that really moved me, I think you were talking about when you were talking to different girl dads when we were sharing about the campaign. Correct me if I'm wrong. He mentioned that, oh, okay, like period products should be like,
like toilet paper. Yes, right? I love that.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
That's our friend Per over at Oakville Dads. He was like, why isn't this just a normal thing? Right? You know, you wouldn't provide, you wouldn't offer a public restroom and not provide toilet paper. Why wouldn't you also provide free period products? Even if it's just like an emergency products, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same token, like, you know, why not, right?
Exactly.
And I mean, it begs question on industry and on, you know, the commercialization of femininity and all those
cross sector,
all those bigger themes. But for right now, let's do what we can to fix right where we are, you know. And I loved that line of thinking, like this should just be simple and everywhere. And in contrast to your story, I feel a little greedy because I have two dads. I am
always dropping it in.
Like, first of all, I'm a horrible girl dad. No, not girl dad. What am I trying to say? Daddy's girl. That's the word. Yeah. It's so bad. Like, sorry, Mom. I know it's not fair. But if my dad said the sky was green, that was it. The sky is green, right? Like ketchup on eggs because Daddy put ketchup on my eggs. So who's eating eggs without ketchup? Not me, right? So, and yeah, I'm really grateful to have had a father who stood out from among the others. He is really not at all a traditional Caribbean father. And he made sure, because he's got two girls, poor guy, 2 girls, 2 granddaughters.
That man has his plates full. Yeah. Both men have their plates full. Yes.
Yes, but he always made sure both my sister and myself understood who we are and our place in the world, and that, you know, we're free to go off and wage whatever battles we want to fight, and we can always come back and curl up under Daddy when we need to. I'm very grateful for that. And my stepdad, who I grew up in the house with, you know, raised me and my brother and another one of my sisters. And, you know, despite family shifts and, you know, me moving to different countries and whatnot, I'm thankful I've still been able to maintain a good relationship with him as well. So, you know, there's so many varieties of dads, right? We have the dad who should have but didn't, right? The dad who tried, right? The extra dad, right? The bonus dad, right?
The dad who stepped up.
The dad who stepped up. We have all these different varieties of dads, and we do want to empower girl dads to be the dad she needs when she needs you to be there in the way she needs you to be there. So, you know, we're starting these conversations, but there's so many layers, right? And there's so much good work that we can do together. And, you know, this campaign, it's fun, it's light, it's, you know, a little bit silly, if you will. It has that competitive element to it. You know, there are all these cool elements to the campaign, but this is really about us beginning to do the work together. And so, you know, thanks in advance to every girl dad who, you know, is about to go to www.ourcenter.ca/girldads. Thanks to the ladies in your life who are going to go register them. Yes. And tell them when they're coming to Oakville Place. And thank you to these amazing communities of men. when I got a chance to speak to the guys at Dads of Milton, I thank them for taking care of themselves. I thank them for gathering and having a moment for themselves so they can recharge and regroup and come home and be the dad that she needs and be the dad your house needs, and and be able to support your children when and how they need that support. It's so important. We're dealing with so much isolation. We're dealing with loneliness,
disconnect,
and it's winter, y'all. It's winter.
Spring's coming. Hopefully, girl dads will come with it.
Yes, bring on the spring.
Yes,
people.
and happy and lightness and everything.
Please, right? Because we
this
need
winter's going on too long.
Yeah, we need sunshine that we can feel.
I mean, we gotta snip it up.
We got to tease today a little bit, but with all of these different things that increase separation, increase division, increase, just isolation. These aren't human characteristics. We need community. We need one another. And so thank you to all of these champions who have created these different groups, and to all the groups that have come on board. They're sharing the information out there. They're telling you, girl dads, hey, come on board, support this amazing organization. And they're giving you the opportunity to connect with us directly and actually really understand who we are and what we can do together. So yeah, I'm excited. ourcenter.ca/girl dads. Go on, go now. Drop a note below when you've gone. Go pause us, go do that and come back.
Yes. It's plastered all over social media and our website, so just feel free to go there. And I think I'd also want to thank from us all these amazing community partners that have gotten on board. Like the moment we started talking about this, we're really thankful to Oakville Place, because that's where we're actually going to meet all the girl dads and do all the fun things, like do the challenges. They've been super supportive and united way. Halton and Hamilton, you all are so wonderful. Like, oh my God, you've been so supportive with your donations and gifts.
Jump in while we talk about how amazing United Way of Halton Hamilton has been. Let me say thank you for allowing me to participate in your Sleep Less campaign. There were some really interesting things that I learned about homelessness. There's this organization, I want to say it's like the Canadian Association to End Homelessness. I want to say that's what it is. They have this slogan, don't let homelessness assumptions get in the way of homelessness solutions.
Oh, wow.
I love that slogan because it really does pinpoint the fact that for safety reasons, maybe, but certainly based on stereotypes, we immediately assume that we understand why a person is in a particular situation.
Why are they unhoused?
Yeah.
How did they get there?
And then, there's this concept as well of the hidden homelessness epidemic. So, you are inside a structure, but it's not your home. So couch surfing, right? Precarious living arrangements. You're renting a room in an unsafe situation, multiple people sharing big space that's been cut down, and you're being like charged per head, for example, instead of by the room, like extortion. People who have been brought in and they're staying by a friend, and all of a sudden your freedoms are being restricted, your access, your rights are being restricted, fridges are being locked, for example, things like that, right? Things that remind you that this is not your home. And so that's one thing that I learned there. Another thing that I read the statistics somewhere and I wanted to check up on it. But it remains that the majority of unhoused individuals on the street are men. The majority of unhoused individuals in shelter are women. And it's a very stark reality of how we deal with different people in the situation. Another thing that came up was the reason The biggest reason why men find themselves unhoused is divorce. And
Did not
so,
see that coming.
yeah, I mean, because think about it, you get a divorce, you're paying alimony potentially, you're paying child support potentially. There's not a lot left for you. And there are lots of dads who sleep in their cars because they have to drive to work, right? And so this Sleepless campaign, especially before going into our Girl Dads campaign, I thought it was really important that we support because it really brought another side to the importance of us combining with dads, starting off with girl dads in this conversation. Because when we get stuck in these silos of men versus women and this versus that, and we get ourselves locked into these unnecessary and adversarial conversations, we miss the fact that we're all hurting the kids.
Yeah, unfortunately, because everyone in this scenario is coming at it from an angle of, I guess, defensiveness, I would like to say. Because at the end of the day, that common tangent that connects them all is the kids, right? We want to keep the kids safe. We want to support the children. We want to make sure they are not affected, but they are the most affected, though, by all of these changing circumstances, the adversarialness. But all these issues, and I've said this before, I think in one of the discussions we've had, is patriarchy affects everybody. It is not for men all the time. It is not against men all the time. It's just not about a men-woman thing at the end of the day.
It's about rigidity. It's about hierarchy.
It sucks for everybody. Yeah. We might not know it. The systems that are put in place intentionally, thanks to patriarchy, designed it in a way so that we are like not seeing what's happening around us. But at the end of the day, that's why we need allies. That's why we need girl dads. We need men and women to work together so that everyone, all these kids that come out of these situations, are protected and safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've had a chance to talk in person, on the phone, with men who shared their own stories of being the kids growing up in shelter. And these are really powerful stories and very strong connectors that kind of loop the circle all the way back around. And so, we want to be able to go deeper in these conversations. We want to be able to develop this workout. We really want to be able to push these conversations so much more, because at the end of the day, if our society is going to get better, if everyone participating in our society is going to be able to live with freedom and safety and, push ourselves to be our best and highest selves, this is the utopic world that all nonprofit people work for, right? All the people, all the animals, all the trees, like everybody's, yeah. And we understand the reality of this is that we're not going to get everyone, but nonetheless, we're going to work towards it anyhow.
Gotta try.
We gotta try.
We gotta try together.
Absolutely, because enduring a divorce is hard, but that's a decision between two adults. Right. And so regardless of the decisions that we as adults need to make in our life so that we are well and we're safe and we're cared for, we still need to make sure that we're creating safety for our children. And so we're going to start with talking about safety and access for our girls, to be able to understand her body, understand her needs, access what she needs, speak up for herself, and be able to create community around, her beautiful body as a young woman and older woman, and to be able to understand that we couldn't have done this by ourselves. We needed partnership to make this happen. Yeah. So girl dads, come on board. Come on, let's go over to our center.ca/girl dads. Register yourself in. Right. Even if you're going to do the virtual, still register, pick a random time slot, and we will, there's a tick off there for you to say that you're going to do it virtually, and you'll send your video in instead. And you'll also be able to upload your logo if you're an entrepreneur and you own your own
Dadpreneur.
business, right? If you're a dadpreneur, you can upload
Love that.
your logo there. And once you sign off and join the campaign, then help us to get more girl dads involved, because we are kicking off this on March 21st at Oakville Place. So again, thank you to all of our community partners, and thank you to all of our supporters, and to our staff that's worked really hard to pull all of this together. And let's do this, right? Let's get it done.
Yes. Oh, I have a special request to all the ladies who tune in. We have a few wonderful women who have wonderful brothers, wonderful dads, wonderful, again, cousins, who are girl dads. So
Go register them.
Go register them.
Send your dad.
Yeah. We were talking about I think one of the volunteers were asking me okay, so how young do the girls need to be for the girl dads involved?
Any age, newborn.
Honestly, if your daughter's 40, it's all cool. Just hang out with us. You don't have to come. If you want to do the challenges at home or support one of the fundraiser where all the cool girl dads are going to do the challenges. Again, the challenges are not mandatory for all. If you want to support the campaign and fundraise for the Women's Center of Halton so that we can support girls and women in the community, please just go to the website.
Yep. Pick any of the campaigns or pick your favorite girl dad.
Yeah, and just fundraise for us, because at the end of the day, we're doing all of this for the women that we support, for the women that this center is for the girls, so that they can have a lot more confidence when they grow up and the world is, they are stronger than the world can throw things at them, basically, right? Which is why Strong Like a Girl.
Yeah.
I'm very proud. We're trying to get a lot of support from the girl dads, but this is also in connection to all the moms. If you think your girl dad does not listen to this podcast or hasn't come across our socials, because
let them know.
Yeah, a significant portion of our audience is women. Just let them know, your brother, if they're a girl dad, get them to register. Whatever their age, even if it's a 6-month-old or again, like I said, 40-year-old. I don't want to stop with 40. Okay, 30. If they're still 30, that's fine. As long as it's a girl dad.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I was sharing with you, allyship honestly begins at home. And girl dads who love their daughters and are blessed by their daughters are doing so much. And a lot of them could help do the same for girls who don't have dads. And I'll again share that, because not everyone has that kind of connection with their father, or they don't have a father for whatever reason. So the dads who stand by us for this campaign are also standing by for them, all the girls and the women, because everyone needs someone to have their back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. And we're going to be catching up a bit more, coming back next week. There's been a lot going on in the center, like Nadia already shared. So we'll be sharing a few of the news as well as what we've been experiencing. One of the things that I wanted to touch very lightly before we disconnect today is making sure we take time for ourselves. You also mentioned that you went to the celebration yesterday with the Dads of Milton at the pool tournament. It was amazing to hear that they took time for themselves. And one of the things that we constantly, through different kinds of programming that we have at the center, is try to put forward that self-care isn't just, it can be, but it isn't just using different things on your body. It is also appreciating your body, loving your body, taking care of yourself. And when we think from wounds to wonder, we want to make sure all these girls who know about the center or come across different experiences, they take time to take a break and take care of themselves, right? The dads, the moms, because we don't think about ourselves. We keep doing the things. So women who are tuning in, we've got, sorry about all the snowstorms, though we can't do anything about it. We tried, but no. So we are bring a lot of different programming in March. We already just finished a few in February. So tune into our socials as well as the website for the new programming that's going to come up. So hope to see everyone there. And girl dads, please register.
Yes, artcenter.ca/girldads.
Yes, she's gonna memorize it and make sure it's everyone's. I need to memorize it too. But thank you so much, Nadia. It is very hard to get her in the seat, as everyone has seen before. Thank you for being here today, and hopefully you'll see her more.
Yes.
Thank you again for tuning in. Take care until next week. Bye bye.